This is Math 141 Practice Test 1. This is problem number 13. And on this problem number 13, we're supposed to graph it. So let me factor it and just see if anything happens to drop out. See if I have a hole. Things that multiply to -5 add to -4 would be -5 and 1. So x minus 5, x plus 1. Okay, so no. So I won't have any holes. But I do notice this is x squared over x. This is like, it settles down to x in a way. So this is interesting to me because this tells me I have a slant asymptote. This tells me that I'm going to have to do a little work to figure out my slanted asymptote here. So let me do that right now. I'm just going to do this division. So I'm going to use synthetic division to do it too. So x minus 3, so my 0 would be 3. And I'm going to do this x squared minus 4x minus 5. So multiply, bring it down, multiply. Then I want to add. Then I want to multiply. And then I want to add. And I knew I was going to have something left over. Because if I didn't, something would have canceled here. But notice what I'm left with is 1x minus 1. And then I have this minus 8 still being divided by the x minus 3. So as x gets really big, you know, this settles down to x minus 1. This thing just becomes a 0. If x is really large, 8 over a million minus 3. 8 over 5 billion minus 3. Just gets closer and closer to 0. So this tells me I have what's called a slant asymptote here. It's not a horizontal one. It's actually slanted, and it's this line. So as x gets really large positively or really large negatively, this thing will settle down to this line. All right, let me do the rest of my analysis. How about my y-intercept? And again, that's when x equals 0. So if x is 0, none of that matters. I end up with -5 over -3, which is 5/3. So I know it's going to go through the point 0, 5/3. X-intercepts, that's when this is equal to 0. Well, it's already factored for me. Well, I factored it. So that's going to happen when x is 5 and x is -1. This has 2 x-intercepts. And then last piece is vertical asymptotes. What can x not be? And that comes from that denominator because I can't divide by 0. So when x is 3, I have a no man's land here. So let me sketch. Let me sketch what I got. So first off, x-intercepts at -1 and at 5. Next thing I want to do, y-intercept, 5/3. That's 1 and 2/3. It's about there. Got that, got that. Oh, I have this asymptote here at x is 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, I got to label it. And then one more piece, I have this slant asymptote, y equals x minus 1. So if I think about that line, it has a y-intercept of -1 and a slope of 1. So over 1 up. So I have my frame, I have my shape. I can grab my graphing calculator, think about what it's going to look like. It starts to kind of look like that. And then it's framed in here as well and looks like that.